Heading into the new year, I wanted to set some new goals and I wanted to go over some of them and how I'm setting them and how I'm hoping to actually accomplish most of them, if not all of them. It's important to understand why you want to do goal setting, and for me, I have just accumulated all these goals over so many years and I've never actually properly sat down and taken actual steps to accomplish those goals. And so that's what this is now. So I'm trying to kind of change that mindset and realize that you will never have time. You have to make the time for the things you want to do, the things that aren't important, but maybe they're actually important to you, but you're not valuing them enough because maybe there's not a tangible or monetary value you can associate with it. And maybe that's how you measure things. And maybe there's more important things you could spend your time on. I'm just choosing to now be like, you know what, we're doing this because I'm just gonna have more and more things that I want to do that I'll never get around to if I don't make the time for it and value it now. If you don't have a how or how you're going to accomplish a certain goal, whether it's a small goal or a big goal, short term or long term, you're never going to actually be able to get to where you want to be in a timely fashion. Like, you might get there in 10 years, but realistically, if you put in a little bit of effort, maybe you could get there in 3 years or 5 years. It's also important to consider how you're going to attain your goals. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different options, and neither is wrong. You just have to find out which one is going to work for you, that you're going to stick to get to your goals. A really basic, simple way that works for a lot of people is the SMART route, which is specific, attainable. I forgot how to spell SMART. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And you basically use this acronym to identify exactly what you want to do and kind of lock yourself in to something that has an end goal. Now, for myself, I do like to follow SMART, but I also like to make sure that I am making my goals, breaking them down into babier steps. What I like to do is go a step further and make sure that I break down my goals a lot more and make them into really baby small steps, because then I end up actually doing them and then I get the momentum of just keeping on going, whatever. I can't. And so far, I have seen that in the last just a couple of months even, it's made a huge difference. So I'm definitely going to continue doing that. So I actually wrote down by hand all my goals, and we're just going to quickly go over some of the stuff that I have. And you might have something similar, or maybe you can take off some ideas from it, and hopefully that helps you. So first of all, I really want to make stuff. So whether that's TikTok videos, Instagram reels, or posts, or blogs, or like YouTube videos, anything, I just want to do all of those things, and I want to do them now because I keep putting it off. I'm like, okay, I'll do it later on. When I'm done this task or that thing or accomplish this life goal, then I'll do it. And it's just never going to happen unless I do it now. And at this point in time, I'm willing to take out the time to just start learning the baby steps. And TikTok is it still requires a lot of work, but it's a smaller barrier to entry, and it's just encouraging to make something small and just try things out. And so that's what I've been doing, and I used to make a few YouTube videos back in the day, and I'm going to hopefully get back into that as well. Some steps that I'm going to take to help encourage myself on that path of creating things is researching things that I want to do or learn about, and surrounding my content around that, essentially, to start. The things that I like to do that are easier to get into first, and just explore those things, see how I like them, and if I don't enjoy it, then I won't do it. I'm not going to pressure myself. And also, I'm going to be doing a lot more research on the things that I want to learn about more of, and just go from there. The second thing I want to do that I wanted to get back into forever is reading, and I have not been able to get myself to sit down for the last several years and just read a good book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. Now I have more of an interest in nonfiction, but I just want to read. If it's a book that's great. If it's a news article, that's great. Like, I need to read more. I don't care what it is, as long as it's benefiting me in some way. If it's making me happier, making me more educated or more well-rounded, that's great. That's all I care about right now. And so for me, I want to focus on getting in around just like 10 minutes, about 10 minutes or so every single day would be great. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. Even 15 minutes seems like too much right now, considering I haven't read in so long. And back in the day, I could read like a whole book in like 1 or 2 days. And I want to get back to that like life of just being able to just delve into a book and just like fall in love with the characters in the story. I need that feeling again because it's the best. I actually have 2 books that I want to read. One is called Woman Code, and then the other one is called The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one was really popular all over TikTok for a little bit, so I was like, I kind of want to read it. And then I got my hands on the book, so now I'm hoping to read it at some point. Apparently it's really good, so I'm looking forward to it. The third goal I have is to make more recipes, newer recipes that I've never done before, or practice older recipes that I haven't tried in a long time. And the way I want to do this is just to one every so often, specifically like once a week or something like that. Even if it's a small recipe, like nothing too crazy or elaborate, I don't mind. I just need to try it and go for it. The problem I'm facing right now is that I like to do a lot of meal prep, so I don't actually end up cooking as often as I used to because I try to meal prep everything. So the way I'm going to tackle it is I'm just going to switch out one of the meal prep recipes to something a little bit different and not make a large amount of it in case I don't like it or it turns out terrible. The goal I have is to pray on time every time, make it a priority to pray at the beginning of the time to pray and not at the end last minute. And because I want to do that, mostly because I also want to make time to help pray the salahs that I've missed over my lifetime. And I don't think I could do that if I am always praying last minute. So far so good. I've made some changes. I've made it more of a priority to pray on time sooner. And that's been working out. The biggest thing that I've done that's really helped me is to always make time for it and schedule it in. The fifth thing I'm looking into doing is exercising more. I've made some changes, and this girl that has like never exercised in her life does like some tiny bit of exercising. It still counts, okay? So I was doing a lot more, but I need to balance my time a little bit. So I'm hoping to do on average 10 minutes a day of cardio every single day, and then about 5 to 10 minutes of like what do you call, like muscle training, muscle building, a couple times a week, so like 3 to 4 times a week, so like every other day. How I'm doing that is also scheduling that and also trying to time it with other things. So if I want to watch TV, I'll just watch TV while I'm on the treadmill, because I finally actually got a treadmill, which is amazing. So we're just taking more steps like that, and it's making a huge difference. I've already started doing these things, so I'm just trying to help establish the routines and continue that. The sixth thing on my list, and the last thing on my list, is I want to organize my digital life. Okay, so I have a lot of used up data on my computer, on my phone, on my iPad, and on my external hard drive, and there's just too much of it, and we need to tone it down. Like, I found out I had like not duplicates, like quadruplicates of the same pictures over and over again in super high quality. Why? I don't need this. And for the longest time, I did not have space on my computer, and I was like, this needs to change. This is not acceptable. So basically my plan is I'm going to spend every month, I'm going to try to review some of the stuff and go through it and delete whatever doesn't need to be there, and just do that on a monthly basis rather than going crazy for like 1 or 2 days out of the year. And then for the stuff that I'm currently doing, that's for the older stuff that is already saved from years before. But the stuff in the last like 1 or 2 weeks or whatever, what I've been doing is I will delete as I go. If I don't need something, I just delete it. And I'm trying to maintain that because I have barely any space and I can't maintain this. So those are all the goals I have for the upcoming year. Essentially what I'm trying to do is get more organized and make more time for the things that I wanted to do. Let me know what goals you guys are setting and what steps you guys are taking. If you have any tips for what you guys are doing or any tips for myself so that I can do a better job for 2023, that would be great. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, and all of those things. You can follow me on TikTok or Instagram. We shall see each other soon because making YouTube videos is one of the things, so soon. I'm so shy.